Hey guys, the Tide of Shadows event is upon us starting tomorrow, June 28th, and it should be releasing around 3 p.m. Central European. This is going to be a quick, no BS guide and an overview for the event, showing you guys all the new guns, features, targets like Rotjaw, and I'm going to also go over how to progress the event and talk about things that are coming back like Pacts, the event Pacts. So first, let's talk about Rotjaw, the new wild target. We don't really know much as they don't want to spoil it for us and they want us to kind of be surprised by him tomorrow. All I really know is that Rotjaw's going to have territories, so he's going to be spawning around in certain areas, not necessarily running around the map between like Lock Bay to Blanchett to Cypress to Devant. He's going to be like in a certain area, probably like 100 meters or so he can roam around, but other than that, it's going to be pretty small. And it's going to be a shorter banish time and 1 token only. You will not be able to get 2 tokens from this, but it'll be a shorter banish since it usually will be in the open, and it will heal your whole team. And also, Rotjaw will only be found in wildcard contract. And what is the wildcard contract this time? Well, we had Inferno in the past, but this time we have Thunderstorms. Thundershower is going to be the new time of day, and it's also going to be the first dynamic weather. So what the Thunderstorm is going to do is, obviously, you guys have experienced rain before. It's going to be just reduce your visibility. It's going to be very loud, and the rain patterns are going to change, which is the coolest part. And so it's going to be like light rain to heavy rain, and it's going to be random and dynamic throughout the entire duration of the match, and it'll be different when the light and heavies come in each round, which is going to be super cool. And the heavy rain will also change fire rules. So for example, you will not be able to shoot barrels or ignite alert mines, is what they showed on the dev stream. I don't know if this applies to burning bodies. I guess we'll have to wait and see, but fire is going to be changed, and it's going to be really epic. They also showed us a small clip of somebody running through a firebomb, and they don't get ignited, but they still get charred.
Fire during heavy rain. It's still charcoal, so it still burns you. It's still hot. You don't want to be there.
So here we have the event. It is the classic standard event setup. We have the free event with all of the weapons, tools, and a few free skins and things like that, and extra rewards. And then we have the paid premium version that gives skins to all of the new stuff and stuff that you guys are familiar with. And also, the prices of the battle pass have been changed this time around, so they are a little bit cheaper. So the way you earn event points is going to be very similar and familiar to a lot of us that have played Hunt for a while. Basically, all the same stuff that you did in the past is going to be here. So this time we're going to be looting these new ship altars or destroying them. They look like this. And we also can investigate event clues, loot a body, banish a boss, extract with a bounty. And there's also the newer-ish way of completing challenges. These challenges will allow us to progress the event quicker. And basically, there's like little milestones on the challenge screen that we already have. You guys are familiar with this from Devil's Moon. Basically, every single time you get to one of those blue stars, you get a bonus amount of event points. Also, completing your first Mr. Cherry tribute also gives you a little bit of bonus, 150 event points. Now, let's talk about the new guns and equipment, and also the new event packs. Here we have the Drilling, probably my new favorite weapon in the game. Once I get my hands on it, it is a 2-barreled medium ammo rifle with a underbarrel shotgun, and this thing is going to be sick.
Poor tower gets it.
Always, poor red tower.
We've got a new hammer coming, which is basically a medium slot sledgehammer, but it uses less stamina and does slightly less damage than the one you find in the world. They're adding another long ammo pistol, but this time it is a medium slot. So that is very interesting, and it cannot use fanning or dual wielding because it requires 2 hands to operate, hence it being medium slot. So it is the Mat Mark II Upper Mat. I hate this name. I probably won't call it that, but it actually is looking decent. Long ammo capacity, 9 out of 9, and 1 out of 3 shotgun. Probably going to be really good, and I'm going to definitely play around with it a lot.
Yeah, so as you can already see, like this thing kicks like a mule. It has obviously the sights close to what you're familiar with from the Mat. So if you like those sights, it will feel quite home directly with the upper mat. However, it also has then the shotgun, and it kicks just the same as the normal one. So
The new Army Swift is also getting added to the game, which is just going to be a really nice addition. We all love the new Army already. It's a very reliable weapon, and having a Swift quick reload is going to be super nice. So the Slate Riposte is the last weapon being added, and I honestly don't ever see a reason not to bring this if you're playing Slate. The Riposte is super versatile and adds a lot of value, especially with PvE and taking down just AI really quickly. They're also adding a new hand crossbow ammo type, and the text on screen says Dragon's Breath Shell, but think of it more like a mini Hellfire. That is more of what it's like.
Quick boom.
as you can see here, like it burns for a little bit, and then it kind of dies off like after like 10-ish seconds or so.
Lastly, we have a new Bomb Lance ammo, and it is the Waxed Frag Charge. This is very similar to a frag arrow, but slightly worse. And it's like a wax dynamite, but also a frag, but also worse than a frag arrow. It's very interesting, and I think this was literally only added to deal with Raja, but we'll have to wait and see.
You might find this quite come in quite handy in some situations.
Yeah, while you were talking, Guy showed how it actually looks when you shoot that thing in the water.
A new Beetle, the Choke Beetle. Pretty self-explanatory. You can loot this in the normal cocoons that we have now laying around the map. It's a 50-50 chance is what Dennis said, and this Beetle can fly through chokes and also create a big choke explosion to put your teammates out. So this will be interesting. I can't wait to see what other Beetle variants they bring to the game. I want a Beetle that can drop dynamite like mortars. I think that'd be so sick, but we'll have to wait and see what they would do with that. They're adding a medical pack and a consumable box to the consumable selection, so you'll be able to bring these in and put them down in the world, similar to an ammo box. And this is going to open some really interesting loadouts and give the game some variety and some creativity when selecting your loadout and what you want to bring, because you can actually play support now. You can actually bring medkits for your teams or toolboxes for your teams and play support. Kind of cool. All right, the packs, probably the most exciting part of the update. The packs in the past have changed gameplay so much, and they made the game so fresh and super interesting, and just made the game great and fun to play after you played like 5k hours like me. But yeah, the packs, there's 2 new ones, and there's a lot of new stuff, and some things have changed from how they worked in the past, so let's go over that now. So the 4 pledge mark rule still applies. Each hunter can only carry 4 pledge marks, and the way you earn them is by gathering your first 20 points of that match, banishing your first boss of that match, and looting a hunter. So you can only earn 3 per game, so you do have to carry your hunter over to the next match to get your 4th point. But other than that, everything is pretty much the same as Devil's Moon. So there's this new thing called burn traits, and they are destroyed when the condition is met, and they cannot be equipped in the menu. You equip them in game, in match. And basically, as an example, the way this works is, for example, Death Cheat cost 3 pledge marks to purchase in game, and when you use your 3 pledge marks to buy Death Cheat and then die, the trait will be burned and wiped away from your hunter, and you will have to reacquire the 3 points and the trait again to use it in the next match. So rather than the trait being automatically applied to your hunter the moment you hit the prerequisite for the amount of pledge marks, you need to purchase it with pledge marks. This will make more sense in just a moment. Let's go over the traits. So here we have the Primal Pact with the 1 pledge mark trait, Instinct. While in Dark Sight, you can sense enemy hunters within a 75-meter radius. I'm not sure what this looks like, but this is going to be very helpful. It's probably similar to the Whispers that the bosses already have. And also the 2-point pledge mark trait is Relentless, and this is the burn trait. So when Relentless is consumed, you will burn the trait and no longer be able to use it. And what Relentless does is basically, if you die, you don't lose a health chunk. And if you have Resilience, you can be rezzed with 150 HP, which is super sick. Next, we have the Smugglers Pack. This is going to be for like brand new players. I feel like this is going to be the most useful for them. First, we have the Mariner trait, or the Mariner trait. It costs 1 trait point, and this just gives you quicker regen while standing in water, and your regen is also increased if you're standing in the heavy rain. So when the wildcard thunderstorms switch to the heavy rain cycle, you will also be regenning a lot faster. I am not sure if this stacks with Vigor or how it affects regen shot or what regen shot does to this trait. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, this is a really cool trait and it could be useful in some scenarios. The second trait, Gun Runner, will be consumed when you extract with a contraband weapon. It basically will remove the contraband status from a weapon that you've stolen from an opponent, and you'll be able to sell it. So if you kill a guy with a nitro, you'll be able to pick it up and sell it for like the $800 or $600 or whatever it is. And you also have the extra benefit of looting 2 extra ammo from ammo resupplies on every weapon in the game. So for example, all long ammo weapons only loot 2 bullets right now, but now they will loot 4 if you play the Gun Runner traits. And this will be consumed at extract if you have a contraband weapon. Sadly, the burn trait, Gun Runner, does not interest me or affect anyone that's been playing the game for more than 6 months. I feel like this is a new player-friendly kind of pact, and it would be awesome to get value from this. I could just make a second account and, you know, get the value from it, but until they add wipes to the game where they reset everyone's money and make economy balance changes every couple of months or so, this won't ever be useful for me, and I would love to see it stay in the game, and a lot of people would be happy about this staying in the game, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see. And unfortunately, like I said, until wipes get added to the game, this won't affect me, and it's kind of just an irrelevant trait for me. The Grounded pack is returning with a few changes. So Shadow, you guys are familiar, monsters can't see you, but they can still hear you, and the bosses and wild targets are immune to this, obviously. So basically all Shadow does is the AI will still react to you being around and make noise and get aggroed, but they won't actually attack you. So you can actually make like armies of AI to like body block shots for you, and it actually is really fun. And also hives can't see you. A lot of people don't know that, but hives can't react to you and they will never aggro on you. So what a good strategy is to take all hive bombs and just throw them in the boss layers when people are camping, and they'll go on everyone else except you, and you just run in and kill them, and it's great. Second, the burn trait Remedy. Using Dark Sight, interact with a trait charm to trigger a restoration effect, similar to banishing for your team's hunters. So I don't know if this affects you, but basically, let's say your teammates die in a fight, you clutch it up, they're down a bar, and there's a meathead. You kill the meathead, he drops a trait. You can use Dark Sight with your teammate standing in a 25-meter radius to that trait, and you can restore their health chunk, which is a very unique and cool idea, and I'm really down with all of these support style stuff being added to the game. I think it's super cool. I'm not sure if this affects you, so if you lose a health bar, if this will give your health bar back. They didn't really explain that on the dev stream, but for sure you'll be able to get your team's health bars back, and that is super sick. And obviously, since this is a burn trait, it'll be consumed the moment you restore their health. And now, something that absolutely everybody is going to be excited about. Death Cheat is becoming a burn trait that costs 3 pledge marks that every pact can use. So no longer do you have to stick to just Grounded to use Death Cheat. You can play any of the other packs and also have Death Cheat still. And since it is a burn trait, when you do die, you will not lose the hunter, but you'll lose the health bars you lost and all your weapons, tools, consumables. And the trait Death Cheat will be burned or consumed away, and you'll have to repurchase it in your next mission. So this is a really nice change to Death Cheat, and it doesn't force you to just play Grounded. It actually lets you be able to experiment with all the other packs. I know that was a big problem with Devil's Moon. I wanted to play Inferno. I wanted to play Relentless or the Lunar Pact, but Death Cheat, I just wanted to play my hunter with Fanning or Quartermaster. I wanted to keep my hunter that had, you know, Dauntless or my trap traits or anything that I liked with the loadout I was using. It was really good for making content, and it really helped a lot of us creators out with not having to like reacquire Quartermaster or Fanning for certain loadout videos and stuff like that. So yeah, this is going to be really good for creators and players in general, people that want to keep their hunters around and not lose them. But yeah, there's going to be a lot more sacrifice, and you're going to have to do a little shopping with the new burn system, the new burn trait system. And yeah, it's going to be really interesting, and I can't wait to see how they evolve this in the future. I think it's going to be really good, and I just really hope this time around, after the event, we can keep some of these traits in the game, because I love this fucking game, and I want to play all this unique stuff. But after the events go away, it just feels like a big chunk of the game gets deleted, and it is really depressing. So hopefully we'll be able to see and keep these stuff in the game after the event is over, because I would love to play Infernal Pact. I would love to keep Relentless around. I would love to keep the Remedy in the game. I think that's such a sick idea. And, you know, healing and water and things like that. Like, just cool things. So yeah, we'll see. So after you pledge at a resupply point, the 3 traits will spawn in. Death Cheat on the far right, the burn trait for your pact, and the first pledge mark, the 1 pledge mark trait for your pact as well on the left there. So basically, you'll have your 1 pledge mark, your burn trait for your certain pact, and then Death Cheat on the far right. And I'm pretty sure these will be client-sided. I'm not quite sure how it's going to work, but they are not there when you first approach, and they only show up after you pledge. So I assume your teammates won't see them, because they'll be in different packs maybe or something like that. But yeah, that's just kind of what it looks like, and hopefully this kind of gives you the idea of how it works. So as you can see, the hunter is approaching the resupply point, and there's no traits there. They are going to interact with the grounded pledge totem, and then the 3 traits will spawn in. So first they will have Shadow on the left. This is the permanent trait that you only lose if the hunter permanently dies. And then you have the burn trait, the second one, Remedy, so they can heal their teammates with the trait charms. And then we have Death Cheat that everyone will be able to access. So this clip alone makes me think it's client-sided for sure, but I'm not quite sure exactly how it's going to work in game. We'll have to wait and see. Dennis also said that once you are pledged, the traits will reappear if you are missing them, if they get consumed mid-game. So for example, if you use Remedy in your game and it gets consumed and burned away, you can go back to resupply and it'll be there again for you to take if you have the acquired pledge marks to purchase. And of course, we have a set of pre-pledged hunters for every single pack, similar to how we did last time during Devil's Moon. And certain DLCs and Blood Bond hunters will also give you extra event points for playing them during the event, just like last time in Devil's Moon. Alright guys, that is going to do it. I know this was a bit of a longer overview of the new event. There was a lot of stuff that was in this one, and I wanted to talk about all of it, and I wanted to give you guys more of an in-depth guide or just overview and insight on how this new stuff is going to work and all the new stuff, etc, etc, etc. I know it was a bit longer and I wanted it to be shorter, but I kind of started rambling a little, and I just, as I was editing it, I realized I wanted to go more in depth about things and make sure that they were clear and understandable. So if you did watch the whole video, thank you for checking it out. And thank you for giving me your eyeballs for these 18-ish minutes. I appreciate you a lot. And I'll see you guys in the bayou, hopefully. I'm going to be streaming like crazy during this event, obviously, because I am content starved and I need some good fucking food. So if you guys want to come over to the Twitch channel and check me out, I would appreciate that a lot. And yeah, I'll see you guys around. Take it easy. Stay safe. Much love. Peace.